Hello everyone, welcome to provide a solution given this nice exponential equation. Okay, so if it is your first time you come across my videos, please like this video and subscribe. Now, the solution to this exponential problem, which is x divided by 2 raised to power 6, this is equal to 3 to power 6. Now, what is the value of x? Now, x divided by 2 to power 6, this is essentially in the form of a divided by b raised to power n, which we can express as a to power n, okay, divided by b to power n. Okay. Now applying this exponent property, we'll have x to power 6 divided by 2 to power 6. Now essentially this is equal to 3 to power 6. So let's multiply both signs by 2 to power 6, so that now we'll have x to power 6. This is equal to 3 to power 6 multiplied by 2 to power 6. Now 3 to power 6 times 2 to power 6, this is in the form of a to power n multiplied by b to power n, which essentially we can express as a times b raised to power n. Now again, let's apply this property. We'll have x to power 6. This is equal to 3 times 2, which is equal to 6 to power 6. Now, let's take 6 to power 6 on the left hand side. We'll have x to power 6, subtract 6 to power 6. This is equal to 0. Now, we can express x to power 6, subtract 6 to power 6 as x to power 3 raised to power 2, subtract 6 to power 3 raised to power 2. This is equal to 0. Now, as you can see, x power 3 squared subtract 6 cubed power 2. This is in the form of a squared minus b squared, which is actually the difference of two squares, which is a plus b, a minus b. Now, from this particular equation, a is equal to x to power 3 and b is equal to 6 to power 3. Now, a plus b, this is the same thing as x to power 3 plus 6 to power 3, okay? And then a minus b is the same thing as x to power 3, subtract 6 to power 3, all this is equal to 0. So in this case, this means that we have two parts here. I can call this one case 1. And also the second part here, I can call this one case 2. So now let's solve for case 1 and case 2 following these steps as follows. Case 1 is equal to x to power 3 plus 6 to power 3 is equal to 0. This is actually in the form of a cubed plus b cubed, which is the sum of two cubes, which can be expressed as a plus b, a squared, subtract ab plus b squared, okay? So x to power 3 plus 6 to power 3, this is the same thing as x plus 6. Then we'll have x squared subtract 6x plus 6 squared, which is 36. Okay, this is equal to 0. Now here we have two parts. We have that x plus 6, this is equal to 0. And the second part is x squared subtract 6x plus 36, this is equal to 0. Now from the first part here, we find that x1 is definitely equal to negative 6. Okay, so let's solve the other possible values of x in this quadratic equation, which is actually in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. This is equal to 0. Now a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 6, and c is equal to 36. Now, let's assess the nature of the root of this quadratic equation by determining the discriminant value, which is b squared subtract 4ac. Okay, substituting the value of b, which is negative 6 squared, subtract 4 times 1 times c, which is 36. Now here, this is negative 6 squared, this is 36, subtract 4 times 36, this is basically 140, 144. So then from here, 36 subtract 144, this is negative 108, which is basically less than 0. And this means that we have two complex roots. we have two complex roots. And so for these two complex roots, we apply the quadratic formula. So that means that x2, x3, this is basically equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 multiplied by a, that is 4ac, divided by 2a. So here, substituting the values of a, b, and c, this is negative 6 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Now, b squared minus 4ac is the same thing as negative 108. Okay? All this divided by 2 times 1, which is 2. Now, proceeding from here, we'll have negative times negative 6, which is 6, plus or minus, we can express square root of negative 108 as square root of 36 multiplied by 3 multiplied by negative 1, all this divided by 2. Now from here, we'll have 6 plus or minus the square root of 36, this is 6, the square root of negative 1, this is I, square root of 3, all this divided by 2. Okay? Now simplifying this means that we'll have 3 plus or minus 3i square root of 3. Now that means that we have two complex roots here. We have two complex roots here. Okay? That is x2 is equal to 3 plus 3i square root of 3, and x3, this is equal to 3 subtract 3i square root of 3. Now these are two complex roots. Now let's solve case 2. Let's get the solution to case 2. Case 2 is x to the power 3 minus 6 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. So let's get the solution quickly as follows. Now for case 2 here, we have x to the power 3, subtract 6 to the power 3, this is equal to 0. Now x to the power 3 minus 6 to the power 3, this is the difference of cube expressed as a cubed minus b cubed, which we can express as a minus b, a squared plus ab plus basically b squared. Okay? Now applying this property, we'll have x to the power 3 subtract 6 to the power 3. Applying this property, x to the power 3 minus 6 to the power 3, this is the same thing as x minus 6, x squared plus 6x plus 36. This is equal to 0. Now here we have two parts. We have x minus 6. This is equal to 0. Okay, so x minus 6, this is equal to 0. And we have x squared plus 6x plus 36. This is equal to 0. Now from here, we can get the x4 as equal to 6. Okay, so we have x4 as equal to 6. Now let's get the other possible values of x from this quadratic equation. Okay, we have x squared plus 6x plus 36. This is equal to 0. So the value of a here is 1, b this is 6, and c this is equal to 36. Now assessing the discriminant value here, so that we can know the nature of the root of this quadratic equation, this is b squared minus 4 times a times c. So this is b squared, which is 6 squared, 36, subtract 4 times 1 times c, which is equal to 36. So this is 36, subtract 144, and therefore this is equal to negative 108, which is essentially less than 0. So again here, we have two complex roots. We have two complex roots, okay, which you can be able to solve by, that is x5 and x6. This can be solved by applying the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all this divided by 2a. So applying this formula, we'll have negative 6 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, which is basically negative 108, divided by 2 times a, which is 1. Okay. Now this means that here we'll have negative 6 plus or minus square root of negative 108. This can be expressed as 36 multiplied by 3 multiplied by negative 1, all this divided by 2. Now let's proceed. Now this is negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 36, this is 6, the square root of -1, this is I, multiplied by square root of 3, all this divided by 2. Okay, so from here we simplify here, so that now we'll have -3 plus or minus 3i square root of 3. Now we have two complex roots here. And that means that we have 6 solutions. We have 6 solutions. Okay. The first thing here, we have x1. This is basically equal to -6. We have x2. This is basically 3 plus 3i square root of 3. We have x3, which is basically 3 subtract 3i square root of 3. We have x4, which is basically equal to 6. We have x5, which is equal to -3 plus 3i square root of 3. And lastly, x6, which is -3 subtract 3i square root of 3. Now, these are the 6 solutions to our algebra problem. So kindly follow the steps, like this video, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.